Hey guys, it's Michael Brown with the Brown Residential Group here with Austin Bates with Homeowners Financials. Today we're going to take a look at Corriente in Scottsdale. We're going to meet Nathan, take us to see a unit, and show you this beautiful community. Come on, take a look. Hi, welcome to the Real State of Things. My name is Michael Brown with the Brown Residential Group. We have Austin Bates with Homeowners Financials, and today we've got Nathan Otterson, and we're at Corriente Luxury Condo Residences in Scottsdale. Nathan, thanks for having us here today.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. So the reason we're here today is because I actually brought a client here and was amazed with this community. And Nathan was kind enough to invite us to come back and take a look at the community. We're going to discuss some things here, and then afterwards we're going to show you around the community so you can see what it offers. So, Nathan, tell us about your community.
Well, Corriente is a luxury condominium project, as you said. Our key is our central location. So it's great to understand that new construction is still going on in Scottsdale. Scottsdale is a very well-developed area, but there's still pockets where you have the opportunity for new construction. So our community actually features 4 different floor plans.
Okay.
They range all the way from 1,048 square feet up to 1,547 square feet. So 1 bedrooms up to 2 bedrooms and study. But what we try to focus on is the overall delivery of the home.
Okay.
So they're very polished. Location is key for us. So those 2 components have made us into a very successful project.
Now I know that, and maybe Austin, we talk about some financing angles too, but I know that with what took place in the market a few years ago, condos got really hit badly. I mean, a lot of places went under, a lot of places didn't even get finished in terms of their development. So why has this community been so successful, and how are you able to make the prices so incredibly affordable? You have such a great market for people to get into, whether it's a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom. Can you talk about that a little bit?
You know, Michael, you bring up an excellent point there. So nationwide, really, the condo market and real estate in its entirety was affected. And we were able to actually take, not necessarily advantage of that, but bring value back to a market that was suffering. So this project, we essentially were able to take over from the original developer.
Okay.
With 3 buildings completed, 3 of the 8. From there forward, we essentially waited on the market and then continued construction once the market allowed for that. But by doing so, we were able to purchase it right, and that's the key. So
Right.
your dirt costs are really going to drive your final overall purchase price. So being able to buy the property correctly in such a prime location was key for us to then be able to finish these homes at a price point that's really unparalleled by competition.
And what are those price points?
Yeah, great question. So really, you're going to be able to get into the community starting at $250, right? So $250, $500 gets you a fully finished, upgraded 1-bedroom, 1-bath at 1,048 square feet.
And let's define fully finished, because a lot of communities, when you go in, you start at one price and just kind of like an a la carte menu. Before you know it, you're way above the price point you thought you were going to be at. So let's talk about that.
Another great point. So that was our philosophy. So the paradigm of our developer was essentially to come in and deliver a product that is already upgraded. So as you said, a lot of new developments, you'll go in and tour a home that maybe has $100,000+ worth of upgrades. You'll fall in love with that home, but then when you find out what you actually get, the home feels nothing like what you purchased. We go the alternative route of essentially including everything that we know a buyer is going to want as standard. Okay, so all the way to the point of keeping my models completely standard. Wow. So that when you walk in a model home here at Corriente, you understand that what you see is actually what you get.
Yeah. Austin, can you talk about some of the financing angles? Because I know that there's been a lot of myth about not being able to get qualified, and there's a right way and a wrong way of doing that. And that's your department.
Well, there is, especially with condominium financing, and you guys have a preferred lending relationship, correct?
We absolutely do.
And that actually happens to be with Homeowners Financial Group, which is fantastic. But can you talk about the importance of a preferred lending relationship, especially in a condominium?
Sure. So condos while they're still real estate, are kind of a different segment of the market. So lenders look at condominiums a little differently than they look at single-family residences. So the key is getting a lender that understands the condominium process. When you're able to lock in with a great lender such as Homeowners Financial, you're able to essentially standardize that process and procedure. So as opposed to reinventing the wheel every time, it's already done for you. So the lender's going to be asking you questions about your personal qualification as opposed to When was the community built? How many are sold? Those sorts of items are taken care of. But what that drives to the buyer as well, I mean, it helps us as a developer, but it also helps the buyer because it allows them to close the home on time. It allows, you got it. So instead of going back and forth and then be 24 hours prior to closing date and not be able to get a hold of the underwriters in the Northeast, right? So that's the key, is having that direct link into a lender that understands the community, understands the process, and is able to close the home on time.
And they do this up front so that they know every transaction you close with that preferred lender will go seamlessly, as opposed to starting from square one every time a new lender comes in and tries to figure out the project.
Gotcha. So what you're saying is by having that relationship with Homeowners Financial, it simply means that there's sort of a standard way of approaching it, and then you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel.
Right, that we figured out the project, homeowners has figured out the project, whatever preferred lender has figured out the project up front, warranted it, and we can get into that in more detail at a different time, but basically approved the condominium as a community, as a development, and is just simply closing the loans for the individuals. Whereas a new outside lender will come in and have to figure out the entire community again from square one, which could lead to delays.
Right, it's time consuming.
Which no one wants.
So there's a lot to cover here. What's going to happen is we're going to show you around the community and this unit so you can see it in more detail. But while we still have Nathan here, just one more question, which is, what are some of the features that the community offers, and what's the definition of a luxury residential community as opposed to a regular? Is it price-based or is it feature-based?
You know, I mean, that's a great question. I honestly would answer the question point blank as it's more feature-based, quite frankly. I mean, price is a derivative of what you're driving to the bottom line, but it also is affected by how you've purchased the property and how you're building it.
Okay.
So I would say more value-based and location-based, honestly.
Okay.
So we have about 50% of our market here is primary residence, about 50% are second homes. So when you factor both of those pieces in, you're drawing a huge piece from either downsizing or wanting their first home and looking for that value, right? So luxury is also associated with value, in my opinion, and that you're able to get that feeling that you have as a high level, but be able to accomplish that at a price point you're looking to do so.
Okay, and how far along in this community are you? I mean, for example, how many units are available? How many is sold? What's available?
Right, great question. So we're 192 homes when we're all done.
Okay.
We're in our last 2 phases of development, so 2 buildings under construction delivering in September of this year, and then 1 actually coming due just in June. So we're very quick. We're down to 20 homes left to sell out of the total.
20 homes. 20 homes.
Right.
You better get over here.
Still good opportunity.
Come and see my guy over here, Nathan, at Corriente. And if you have any financing questions, talk to Austin. Obviously, they have a preferred relationship. If you need a guy to show you around, I'll pick you up and bring you over here. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day and enjoy the tour. Take care. Bye-bye.